welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I am so excited that you're here. If you have no idea who I am, hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Lexa. I run the Avocado Toast Budget here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I grew my following to over 400,000 followers in less than a year, and I love talking about social media, growth, analytics, algorithm, SEO, all of that, and I want to share what I have learned, my experiences, and how I grew on social media with all of you so that hopefully you can do the same. And I started this channel so that I could talk all about that with all of you. I figured that it was only fitting that the first thing that we talk about is TikTok, since that is really what jump-started my growth on all of my other platforms. So today's video is all about how I grew my TikTok from 0 to nearly 400,000 followers in about 6 months. We are going to get all into the nitty-gritty, talk about my tips, everything that I learned along the way. But please remember, if you do enjoy this video, if you want to learn more about growing on social media, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps boost this video to the top. That way more people can find this content. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. I have so many awesome videos for you guys, so many things that I want to share. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new here, I want to give you a little bit of background on my experience with social media, the ATB, all of that. So the Avocado Toast Budget is the platform that I have on all of my other channels that has grown within this last year. Quick little summary, it basically just teaches people all about saving, investing, paying off debt, and feeling more confident with their money. It started off as a blog and has quickly grown its way to more video content on TikTok, here on YouTube, and then also on Instagram, mainly Instagram Reels and Stories, but I also do post on there as well. All of this started for the idea for the Avocado Toast Budget, which I also just shorten as the ATB, so if you hear me talking about that, that's probably how I'll refer to it most often. And I started the ATB back in June as a blog, and I started posting on TikTok as the ATB around the end of July, beginning of August, but I was still at that point a little scared to show my face. I had originally come up with a blog because I wanted to be anonymous, and it wasn't until the end of mid to end of August that I started posting on TikTok for the first time as me in the flesh. My first ever video showing my face was this one that I will pop up here for all of you. It was posted on August 15th, and then it was absolutely crazy, but by the end of September, my TikTok had grown from 0 followers to 50,000 followers. And I'll post a screenshot of that up here. I remember I was so excited, I kept like refreshing to see it because I had just seen massive growth in such a short period of time on that channel. And then my next really like hit of growth, I was growing pretty quickly and steadily from there. But then in December, I really grew again because simultaneously on Christmas Eve, both a video on my Instagram and a video on my TikTok went viral, which really helped to propel my channel both on TikTok, but then also to start growing my channel on Instagram and then here on YouTube as well. And now, as of the end of March, you'll probably be seeing this at the beginning of April, I have almost 400,000 followers on TikTok. I will post a screenshot up here, but at the time I'm filming, it's around 398,000. My mind is blown saying those numbers, looking at those analytics. It is amazing. My entire life has changed since I started posting on TikTok, since that first TikTok post back in end of August, all the way until now. I have now quit my job. I do the ATB full time. I have been able to connect with so many amazing followers, and I want to be able to share that with all of you. So now that you know a little bit of my background with the ATB, especially in regards to TikTok, let's go ahead and talk about my strategy, my tips, the things that I've learned along the way that helped me to grow my channel. The number one thing that I think is the foundation of my growth, the foundation of having such an amazing follower base and being where I'm at today, is that I was passionate and excited about the things that I'm posting, and that still reigns true today. I think a lot of times people just kind of get caught up in this cycle of posting things because they think that they're going to do well. It's especially addictive on TikTok because you'll have one video get tons of views and the next video gets nothing, and then you start to convince yourself that there's only certain types of videos that the TikTok algorithm wants to see, and therefore you need to only be putting out that content. And for me, that just wasn't true. I found a niche that I was so passionate about. I had paid off $20,000 in credit card debt. I wanted to share that with other people. I wanted to be able to connect with other people, start these conversations that I felt like not a lot of people around me were having. And because I was so passionate and excited about my content, I really think that not only could the people watching it tell that, but also it made it so much easier to create more content and to create good content because I was dedicated and excited about it. Because let's be honest here, people can tell when you just don't give a fuck. They can tell when your heart's not in it. And of course, if you are doing social media, there are going to be days that you just don't feel like sitting down and filming, or you're just not as inspired one day, or weeks, or whatever it is. And of course, that's going to happen. We're humans. But overall, I was producing content that I was passionate about, that even if I didn't think I was going to get paid for what I was doing, and I still was excited to post about it and to make that content. And I think that that is so important, no matter if you are niching down, if you are just talking about one thing, or if you're just a lifestyle blog, or if you have a small business that you're wanting to promote on TikTok, whatever it is, you need to be passionate about what you're posting. And then to kind of bounce off of that as well, the second thing that I did is I balanced posting things I was interested in and the content that I wanted to make with the content that my followers were asking for. So I have seen sometimes with advice when it comes to social media about one of two things: only really focusing on not making selfish content, not making content just because you like it or you want to make it, and really appealing to your audience or your ideal audience. And I do think that that's really important. Of course, you want to be able to actually make content other people want to see, but I also think there's a lot of value, like I was saying, in creating content that you are excited about and that is important to you, especially in my niche, in my field. When I sat down and pictured who my ideal audience was, it was me. Like, it was millennials who were struggling to pay off debt, had no idea what they were doing, had no idea how to navigate capitalism, were pissed that we were never taught this, and wanted someone who was just relatable and wasn't an old white rich dude telling them what to do. Because of that, it was a little bit easier for me to balance the content that I liked and what I wanted to make with the content my followers wanted to make. But I feel like it was really important for the sustainability of my channel for me to be making content that I was interested in. But I feel like it was important in making that connection with my followers and with the people who are watching, that I created content that they were interested in as well. Because if it was content only I was interested in, no one was going to watch it. But if it was content that only my followers were interested in and I didn't give a shit about, that was gonna show in the content I was creating, especially on video platforms. Of course, people can kind of like amp up their personas and people are really good at acting. But generally speaking, I feel like on platforms like TikTok, people can see through that fake shit pretty quickly, and they know when your heart is just not in it. So I think finding that balance was really important, not only for my growth, but for my ability to sustain that growth and keep producing content. The third thing that I did that I really think helped a lot, especially with propelling my audience at first, was going on lives a lot. So on TikTok, at the time that I'm posting this, you need 1,000 followers to be able to go on lives. As soon as I hit that, I was like on lives all the time. I was on mainly at night because that's when I realized that most of my audience was on. I was answering questions, connecting with them, both because I was really excited to talk about the content that I was making, but also because that was such a great way for me to be able to talk more about these things and answer these questions more in depth. Because let's be honest, there's only so much information that you can fit into a 15 to 60 second video. And of course, you can still make really awesome content in that short amount of time, but some things just require more conversation and have more nuance. And those lives were my ability to real time talk back and forth with my followers, but also to just get into more of that nuance and showcase more of who I was. I don't really think that lives have that same growth power that they did. Whatever the algorithm did on TikTok, at least personally and from what I've heard from other people, I used to get like thousands to tens of thousands of followers every single time that I went on a live, and that's just not the case anymore. But I do think that it is still an awesome opportunity for more people who are scrolling through your For You page to see your content. I also think that lives are just an awesome way for you to be able to sit down, connect with your followers, remind people who maybe haven't seen you on their For You page for a while that you exist. Also, a lot of people can subscribe to get notifications whenever you do go on live, and it is still a good way for your content to get bumped to the For You page. The fourth thing that I did is I made a lot of videos that were in response to comments and questions from my followers. I really think that this helped make that connection with my followers, and it also gave me good content ideas, because if these were questions that were being asked a lot, these were obviously questions and topics that my followers were interested in. So making that connection with my followers, feeling like I was letting them know that I was listening to them and I wanted to have a conversation with them, talk to them about these things, I think was really important. Those videos seem to do pretty well on my channels as well. And I think it is because it feels more like you are actually listening to them and answering their questions. Now TikTok also has the Q&A feature. I don't know exactly what the requirements are for that, if everyone gets it, or if you need to have a certain amount of followers or anything. I'll Google that and I'll put that up on the screen here if there are any requirements for that Q&A button. But that is a really awesome way to utilize connecting with your followers as well, is answering those questions via the Q&A. It's a great way to get content, and it's also a great way for you to connect with people. Number 5 was that I used relevant hashtags. Now, I did not always do this. I was definitely one of those people that got caught up in this idea that you were supposed to use the trending hashtags, hashtag FYP, hashtag for you page, and I did that for quite a while until I started to realize that there was no way as a small content creator that I was going to compete with those other videos on the trending page. They weren't topics that I was actually talking about, so I was just confusing the TikTok algorithm because it had those hashtags had literally nothing to do with the content. And it was when I realized and started using relevant hashtags that had smaller audiences to them and smaller competition, I realized that I was ranking for those hashtags, meaning when people looked up the hashtag, my video was showing up in those first couple of videos. That how important it is to use hashtags that are relevant to your niche or relevant to your video and what you're talking about. So on that same topic, the 6th thing that I did was that not only did I use relevant hashtags, but I made sure to pick hashtags that had less than 1 million views per hashtag. So a hashtag like FYP has like billions of views, and chances are your video is not going to rank at the top for one of those hashtags. No one is ever going to find your video via that hashtag. And the same thing can happen if you're using hashtags that have millions of views as well, especially when you're getting started out and you're a smaller channel or content creator. It is so important to target those hashtags that have less views, because you have a higher chance that when someone types in that hashtag, your video is going to pop up. It can seem really appealing to want to use hashtags that are getting a lot of views because you think, oh, this is a hashtag with a lot of views. This means that people are looking up this hashtag a lot. That means I have more of a chance of getting eyes on my content, but that's not always the case, especially as you're starting to grow on the platform. The same hashtags that Charlie D'Amelio uses are not going to be the same hashtags that are going to work for you. Now, tip number 7 that I definitely have is to put your own spin on trends. TikTok is all about the trends. They come quickly and you want to be on top of them. And there are so many trends on TikTok that you can find creative ways to take your own spin on, work it into your style of content that you create, your niche, and I think that that's really important. I always promised that I wanted to be a channel that wasn't just one of those channels that was telling you that I was going to tell you things and then never actually gave you any of the information. I wanted to balance out clickable, kind of like clickbait content with actually backing up that content and having really helpful information on my platform. And I think that that really propelled me forward, because not only did I have more of those trendy videos, the funny ones, or the ones that kind of clicked people in, but once I got them in, I was able to keep them because I actually had helpful content that they could learn from. Number 8 is that I stayed true to who I am. I found the kind of content that worked for me, the style that worked for me, and the kind of videos that I liked to create, and I found the people who enjoyed that as well, and it took off from there. I have so many people still to this day, from brands to followers, tell me that they follow me and they enjoy my content because it's relatable and it's genuine and it's not pretentious. And that's because I've always just kind of had this style of I'm gonna be me. I'm going to produce the content in the way that I want to produce it. And if you vibe with that, great. And if you don't, there are plenty of other channels in the same niche that you can benefit from as well. And that has served me really well because I found my people, both the brands that connect with the kind of person that I am and the followers that connect with the kind of person that I am and the content that I create. Again, I feel like this kind of like links back to one of the points that we were talking about before, that it can be really easy on TikTok to just get caught up in creating what you think the algorithm wants you to see, what you think your followers want to see, and forgetting that you are the thing that gives you the greatest benefit with TikTok is being real. Showing behind the scenes, showing who you are, being a person, kind of having that personality, that is what does well on TikTok, and that's what you want to show and stay true to. And the ninth and final tip, and I honestly think it is one of the most important things that I did to grow my channel, was that I consumed content on the platform. And I did not just consume content that was in my niche, I consumed all types of content. I am a TikTok fan, and being a TikTok fan is what helped me to grow, because oftentimes my best videos came from me getting ideas from other creators on the platform, or seeing trends, hopping on trends at first because I saw them first on my For You page, because I am constantly consuming TikTok content, and it really helped me to be as creative as possible, to see what videos were doing well, how I could put my own spin on things, to just like brainstorm ideas. Even if the people who I follow, a lot of the people I follow have like nothing to do with my niche, like Hank Green, but I follow these people because I enjoy their content, and their content inspires me and inspires me to want to make good content that is relevant to my channel as well. Like I said earlier, TikTok is all about the trends, and without consuming a lot of content, you are probably not gonna know what those trends are, or you're not gonna know about them until they are like way outdated and way too late. So I think it is really important, especially with TikTok, that you are consuming content on the platform that you enjoy, that you can use to spin your own style with. Okay, everyone, I really hope that was helpful, that you learned something cool today. If you did, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps boost this video to the top. That way more people can find this content. And if you want to learn more about all things social media, side hustles, running your own business, growing on social media, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Also push that bell notification, that way you get notified every single time that I upload. And I will see you on here next time. Bye.